So today we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Season 2 as a whole. We went over the episodes individually, and we went into Season 3 predictions a little bit, so... Yeah, we did this last time, and I think it's a good way to end the series off. So, to talk about Mandalorian Season 2 with me is Family B, Star Wars fan, and Steve Harvey's Papa is back again, so...
Hey, what's up?
Hello there.
So, yeah, I think for Season 2... It had a little bit of a different structure, because in Season 1 we kind of got 3 arcs, or at least 2 arcs and some filler. And I really felt like these episodes just built off of each other. And I think they wrapped it up nicely. That's probably the biggest change I noted.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this season. I don't know which season I like more. I just don't know yet. I just saw the episode last night, so I mean I don't really know for sure. Still. But yeah, right. But because I think I told you this. I think I remember like back when we were talking about Season 1. I think it was just you and me, AJ. And I remember saying to you, I was like, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna bring Boba Fett back, and it's gonna be really fan servicey, and it's gonna be really bad.
Well,
I think I told you that, and
yeah,
you know what? They brought
that.
Boba Fett back, and it wasn't bad. It was like they did it well. I was kind of more in the mindset of like those who controlled the sequel trilogy.
Well,
you know, I was thinking of that kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if they controlled it, you know, Boba Fett would have showed up, and he would have been the main character, and Mandalorian would have died or something.
Right.
But you know, but this was, you know, the way he was incorporated in the show was really good. And all the old characters that return, you know, like Boba Fett, like Ahsoka, like Bo-Katan, they were all incorporated very nicely, and they didn't seem very fan servicey. Not like, you know, just there to get a reaction out of Star Wars fans.
Right.
So I thought they did that really well, but I like the thing that I miss about Season 1, not that I didn't like this at all, but the thing I miss about Season 1 is how like independent it felt, you know, like it was just so disconnected from the rest of the universe in a way. And it kind of like vaguely hinted at things to come, like, oh, like we're gonna find Grogu's kind, we're gonna find a Jedi. And I kind of hinted at that, and obviously the story's gonna grow, and that's okay. But I kind of miss that, you know, like that independent, that disconnected from the rest of the Star Wars story feeling. It was cool to have a Star Wars show that was kind of like its own thing. But regardless of that, this season was still really good, and I still really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have expanded in scale. I mean, God, we got so many big characters, and Luke popped in at the end, so they actually handled it well, though. Like you said, if they told me on paper all these people are going to be back, I'm not sure I would have liked that, but they did it well.
I definitely wouldn't have liked it. I would have been like, oh great, you know, they're gonna use these characters as a crutch for the show's writing, and you know, it's gonna be lazy or whatever. But nothing about this is really lazy to me. It felt very, very good, and I still love that sci-fi western feel that it has. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it might go back to more of that route from Season 1, because that's really what it felt like in Season 1. And then all of these new characters kind of made it different, and maybe with like Boba Fett on Tatooine, we'll bring back like the kind of sandy western feel like you were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean it's good that the show's expanding and getting bigger and not just staying like, you know, these small stories or whatever. The show should expand and get bigger, especially in the Star Wars universe. But I mean, I love both seasons. They're both really good, and I'm really, really excited for Season 3. And I wonder what they're gonna do.
Right. I don't know. What do you think, Star Wars?
Yeah, I really like how they sort of like tied some loose ends from Season 1. Right, like if you think about it, like Boba Fett was actually sort of teased in Season 1, right?
He was, with Fennec Shard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got the reintroducing of sort of Bill Burr's character, Mayfeld, right?
Oh my god,
From
I
that
love
one heist
Mayfeld.
episode. Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. So it's like you think it's like, like looking back on it, like, some of those episodes in the first season, especially like, like when you're right, like that prison break episode with Mayfeld, right? Like that was like kind of like filler, but here in the second season, it's like it's kind of like getting some more meaning, right?
Yeah.
So like in retrospective, it's not really filler, which it's like I kind of sort of like.
Yeah, I need to really quick. I need to shout out Mayfeld right now because like he's I think like he's honestly like one of the most interesting characters this season. I did not expect him to be as fleshed out as he was, because obviously in episode or chapter 15, right? Yeah. We find out that he was that he served during Operation Cinder, and saw and participated in some pretty messed up stuff. And honestly, I think that episode was one of my favorites of the show, or at least of the season, just because it was titled The Believer, right?
Yeah.
And it was so multi-layered, because obviously you're thinking of the Believer, like, oh, like the Mandalorian, like with maybe like starts to lose faith with his original Mandalorian beliefs or something, but then you find out that that it's more I think it's more in reference to Mayfeld's character, and how he kind of had that speech in the car. He's basically said there's good guys and bad guys on both sides. There's I think he said it doesn't matter where you were born, like Alderaan or whatever, like you're gonna believe whatever you were born to believe or whatever, like both sides are bad, both sides are good, whatever. And then when that Imperial officer is talking to him, he kind of realizes that that's not true, that this is not a cause for good. Like these people are truly just pure evil, and they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. And that was kind of Mayfield kind of coming into contact head on with his beliefs and what he believes in. And I gotta say, Bill Burr's acting, for a comedian, I mean, he was really good in that episode. He had a lot of emotion in his face when that officer was talking to him.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, he was really good. I did not expect that from a guy like Bill Burr. He was really funny. But yeah, I thought that's what I love about The Mandalorian, is getting little characters, not really important characters like Mayfield, and them kind of being fleshed out and getting their own little stories. And I really, really hope we see Mayfield again. I think we will. I think we will see him again eventually. But
maybe he can come in and save the day or something.
Yeah, he'll come in.
They left him to his own devices for this season.
Yeah, you never know where he might turn evil. Who knows? But
so.
yeah, I don't think he will. But yeah, it was. I love stuff like that in this show, and that's why even the filler episodes don't really advance the plot, but I still really enjoy, because we get these little snippets of these different characters and what their stories are, and what part of the galaxy they represent, and their beliefs, and it kind of just fleshes out the world even more, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I think it did that well. I mean, even with the frog people, it was kind of nice to see them embrace and have their little moment. I think they did that well. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think they did that well.
I think that's a good transition. So that was your favorite episode, Steve Harvey? Yeah,
I mean, I there wasn't any episodes I think that I did not disliked completely. There were some episodes that were not as good as others, but that episode, just for that character development alone, I was not expecting. So it's definitely one of my favorite.
All right, so what was your favorite Star Wars?
For the second season?
Yeah.
Probably honestly the first episode, because it's the longest in the series. I really like the crate dragon sequence. And then sort of the Boba Fett reveal, and you know, that stuff. I think that was probably my favorite episode.
Yeah, it was good.
What about you, family?
Honestly, it's a tie between chapter 14 and chapter 16 because 14 is the one where they're on Tython and Boba Fett starts to. We see him actually fight after a very long time, and chapter 16 is where we see Luke get to fight after a very long time.
Of course.
Right.
So, yeah. And I think both are
I don't want to
equally cool.
discount, what was it, episode 13 where Ahsoka shows up?
Yes.
One of my favorite, probably my, I mean, I can't remember every scene off the top of my head.
That's
but
alright.
Definitely one of my favorite scenes of the whole show is the fight between that like warlord lady, I forgot her name, and Ahsoka. I really, yeah, the magistrate. I really liked that. It was very like samurai, you know. It was gave off really heavy like old timey samurai movie vibes. It was like very quiet. And it was like a tough fight. Like Ahsoka like is this revered character, and she's such a big character in the whole story of Star Wars, and she's actually like has like a challenging foe against her. And I really enjoyed that. Like I enjoyed how it wasn't just like an easy breeze for Ahsoka. It was like an actual like fight. Like this person can hold her own against a Jedi.
Well, personally, I think Ahsoka was taking it a bit easy on her. I mean, when you look at Ahsoka's roster of who she's fought, I don't really think the magistrate should have been all that challenging, but yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that's I like, because like you never know who these people are and where they come from and how much, you know, what they've gone through and what their experiences are. So it's very well that this magistrate could be like a literal like legend, like could be like, you know, like in terms of like their like fighting skill and like what they've gone through in their lives. So, and I think like stuff like that, like unexpected stuff, like you wouldn't expect some random magistrate on this like crappy planet to hold their own against a Jedi, but like she does, and I kind of like that. I like, and obviously, you know, Ahsoka wins in the end, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Woo. Spicy. So I think it's kind of a tie between the first episode and the Tython episode. Yeah, I liked it because the first episode was long. Cobb Vanth was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I just like the first of a lot of things. But yeah, I think the Boba Fett episode was my favorite. I don't know, I just love seeing Tamara Morrison back, even more than Ahsoka.
Yeah,
you got to see him without the helmet, that was cool.
Boba's ship, or not Boba's, sorry, Din's ship blow up just like that was like a really insane moment, really cool.
That was another big one, yeah.
That was actually like, that made me kind of sad, you know? We've been through a lot with that ship, you know? It was,
yeah.
It sucks to see it just get blown up like that, but it was a cool moment.
And then Boba just going fucking crazy on the Stormtroopers, God.
Oh yeah, and that seismic charge was badass.
Oh
that
yeah,
was sweet.
Oh yeah, that was the next episode, but yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay,
it was, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, but
that was so cool.
Yeah, I love. Like I'm not like really like a Star Wars nerd. Like I know the basic like the lore and stuff like around like the Clone Wars and obviously this show and everything.
No, you can't be us.
So like, yeah, I'll never be like you guys. You guys know too much for me. But but like, something that makes me like nerdgasm like a total Star Wars nerd is the seismic charge. Like that stuff. That's really cool. Badass. That's really badass. I love how it like stops sound and all that. It's really cool.
Yeah, that was a great moment. For sure.
Yeah. Sorry, anyway.
Well, alright, so how about final rating for the season? Out of 10, I guess? I don't know. Family? What about you?
I say I give it overall a 9 out of 10. Because like we said earlier, on paper, all of these cameos, and not even cameos, just appearances by all these different characters, seems like fan service, but Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau did such a good job bringing all of them back, tying them in nicely with the season, making it make sense with the story, and still having it be like distinctly the Mandalorian, and yeah, I really loved it.
Family, or Steve Irving's Papa, what about you?
This is tough because I still don't know if I like this more or less than season 1.
Yeah, it's hard to compare sometimes.
I'd probably give season 1 like a 9. I really enjoyed season 1. This one is probably, I'd say, at like an 8 or a 9 as well.
Okay.
Between that, it was really good. It was really, really interesting. Really, it expanded the story a lot, which I really liked. But one of the things that I didn't like so much about it was a lot of the characters. There was no real big like character deaths, I guess. And you don't have to have you don't have to have deaths to make a show good, obviously. But it did make it feel kind of like less stakes, like especially in the finale when like all the characters are just blasting through stormtroopers, and I know like they're stormtroopers, like they're not that skilled or anything.
The cannon fodder.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, like in the season previous, we had
IG-11.
IG-11 dying, and Nick Nolte's character, I forgot his name.
Kuil.
Kuil, yeah. I like
he was
like
good.
Those deaths were like really impactful, especially Kuil's. Like I was not expecting that, and that's what made the show feel like really real and gave it stakes, you know. And that kind of like got lost on me this season. Not like a huge thing, because like obviously like in Star Wars, I don't need people to be dying left and right. But
that's not Rogue One.
yeah, exactly. But I still enjoyed it, and it was like 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. It was really good.
Yeah. All right, Star Wars. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 overall. There was the second episode is obviously like my least favorite. It was just like so slow. Like the Frog Lady. Maybe in like future seasons, the Frog Lady will come back, and maybe like in retrospective, I might like the episode a little bit better if like the Frog Lady comes back and like does something like really major to the Mandalorian. I don't see that really kind of happening though. So yeah. Overall, like, and then like all the episodes after that second one, you know, the third one, Bo-Katan comes back. Yeah, it was just, it was a really strong season overall.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I think I gotta give it a 9. I mean, I don't think it's bad enough for an 8. That's not fair.
Okay.
I mean, every episode was at least good, if not great. I mean, you could kind of claim that season 1 had its duds, but I kind of think that fits in with the whole kind of not like large scope of the show. Like Mandalorian can just go and do these one-off things here and there.
It's the vibe of the show. Yeah, like these like little missions, because he's a bounty hunter, so you know it makes sense.
Yeah, but I think I like season 1 overall more. It could just be nostalgia, you know. And I might look back at season 2 a little more fondly, but yeah, I like the smaller scale. And I think they did it well in season 2 for the big stuff. So yeah, I think this one, season 2, gets a 9.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I probably have to like think about it more.
Right. It's
I'm
still pretty fresh.
8 or 9, but leaning more towards a 9 because it was still really good.
And I'm just glad we got 2 good Mandalorian seasons in a row. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing went wrong in this one.
I hope the show doesn't go on for too long.
Right.
I hope they know when to end it. I think it's like confirmed for seasons 3 and 4, right?
At least 3. Yeah.
At least 3, yeah. So
honestly,
I think like
there's probably gonna be a 4. The way this is making money to Disney.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing. Like they could make it go on for as long as they want, but I hope like Filoni and Favreau know when to like put the story to a close and you know focus on other shows, because obviously like there's like 10 goddamn shows coming, so like there's a lot of stuff coming. And so I hope these shows like get concluded nicely.
I think speaking of, we didn't really get into the little uncredited trailer. So at the end of the last episode for season 2, we had a little Boba Fett footage, and it basically announced his own show. Now, there's 2 ideas coming around. It's called the Book of Boba Fett. It could either be his own show, or it could be the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. So
Yeah.
what are we thinking about that?
I mean, I think it's gonna be its own show.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would like that more, honestly, because I think the Mandalorian should be about Din Djarin and his
Yeah, I'm
story.
with you on that one.
But I mean, if it is, then at least we'll see, like, you know, it would make sense. That's where the Mandalorian story ends, at least for now. Like, he fulfilled his mission.
Right. It could
and
work
got Baby
out.
Yoda there, so it could work. But I think it works better as its own show. And in season 3, we see other stuff involving Din Djarin and Bo-Katan and stuff.
Right. No. Family Star Wars?
You know, my money's on it's season 3 because
It is, okay.
season 3 has already been announced for December, Christmas time of next year, and I highly doubt they would make they would be releasing 2 different Star Wars shows that are like pretty heavily connected at the same time.
Sure.
So I feel like it could be instead of being like completely focused on Boba Fett, I feel like it'll be following more of his story, but also with Din Djarin as like more of the main character as well. So like maybe they could like alternate episodes where Boba Fett's focused on this one, and then the next one is back to Din Djarin, and then they all connect.
Yeah, that's interesting, because like they could, what a lot of shows do, they have like multiple characters. They have, you know, like they'll have scenes with like this character, and then later and then in that episode go to another character. So it could just be like to kind of make episodes less, like certain episodes less slow, like we mentioned with episode or chapter 10, episode chapter 10, episode 2. Yeah. So they could change that with having like 2 characters kind of doing their own things in the story. They would have to connect somehow, or else, you know, you wouldn't really get much out of it. But I think that could be a good idea. Maybe up the episode count to like 10, just to flesh it out more.
Sure.
I don't know. Like,
and
they could do anything, honestly.
you know, I feel like it would get more of a Clone Wars vibe too, because in the Clone Wars we see a bunch of different characters, but it's also mostly focused on like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka.
Right.
And there's like all these other arcs that are also there, but they don't really connect as much as like I feel this would.
Right.
But it could give off that kind of vibe, I guess.
I don't know. What's your thoughts, Star Wars?
Yeah, for me, the Book of Boba Fett, it has to be its own show. Ever since Boba Fett was revealed in the second season, you know, like, there's always been these rumors of like him getting his own spin-off show. And you know, like we said earlier, you know, the Mandalorian is always focused on Din Djarin, so to me, it would be very weird to just sort of sideline Din Djarin for this 3rd season and then focus on, you know, Boba Fett.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yeah, I think they do better on their own. I really do, because I'm interested in the Mandalorian at this point. They got me hooked. And now, I just want to see more Boba Fett, so, yeah.
Yeah.
They can do both, if they wanted to.
Yeah, at this point, I think Filoni and Favreau can pull off anything they want to.
If they got the budget.
Yeah,
really
I'm
set
very
their mind
confident
to
in
it.
their ability.
Yeah.
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 What do you guys think the main plot of season 3 will be? Like, just basic.
Ooh.
Like,
Well,
like
kind of
summary.
like we mentioned, I think it makes sense for the Darksaber conflict to be in the front. Although I wouldn't mind the Mandalorian just going on different bounties. Honestly, I would like that. But I don't think that's going to hold up for everyone else.
Yeah, I think it'll be mostly about Darksaber stuff, but like, you know, he'll have his like little adventures here and there, and you know, there'll be some episodes where he just goes after a bounty or something.
Right.
But you know, Bo-Katan and the Darksaber, and Mandalore, that whole conflict will probably be the main focus.
Yeah, well, maybe for like at least the first episodes, because you know, like Mando, he doesn't have a ship anymore. You know, he can't really.
Sure.
travel on his own. So I think for like these first few episodes, he has to team up with Bo-Katan and whatever. And then I'm also thinking that he may encounter the sort of the Children of the Watch again, sort of extremist cultist group, and he may have faced this crossroads between sort of like either like lying to them and saying like, oh, I never took my helmet off, right, or either he's gonna be truthful and be like, yes, I've taken my helmet in front of all these people. But then I think that because of that, I think the Children of the Watch is probably gonna be like, okay, give up your armor, you're not Mandalorian anymore.
Yeah, they could become an enemy in the future.
That could be a cool conflict. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Maybe Bo-Katan helps him out.
Yeah, because we might see Din kind of renounce his alliance with that tribe of the Children of the Watch, right?
Yeah.
So, and with that, we might see, if Din and Bo-Katan try to take back Mandalore and try to get it back in order, we could see the Children of the Watch kind of go against that and be like kind of like a Mandalorian Civil War type of thing.
Almost like Death Watch again.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. But there's a lot of places we can go because the armor was never shown to die. So.
No, I don't think it's gonna blow up.
We could see her still be alive.
Oh, Bo-Katan, yeah. Whew, well, okay, you guys have any last thoughts for Season 2 of The Mandalorian? Kind of went over a lot.
Not really.
Alright,
it was really good. Really good. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for Season 3.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep the progress up, the momentum,
Yep.
Give us good Star Wars content. So I think with that, we're going to call it good for this review of Season 2 and a little bit of Season 3 theories and such. So thanks for everyone for joining me, Family B Star Wars fan and Steve Ari's Papa. These are fun to do, so yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, with that, thank you for watching this series, and yeah, be covering next stuff, future episodes, future shows, and yeah, see you in the next one.
See ya.